When I was young, my parents had a very special DVD. We didn't have cable, and so me and my sister would spend all of our time when we were younger watching random DVDs that we had. We had classics. We had Elmo and Grouchland, The Lorax, A Series of Unfortunate Events, and a bootleg B-movie copy that my grandfather bought from a drug dealer off the streets. But there was one movie that stood out to me for my whole life up until this point, and apparently literally no one else in this world knows what this movie is except me. Because I remember years ago I made this video, I brought up this movie. This is when I had my friend edit my videos, and I brought up the movie and my editor didn't even know what the heck I was talking about. I felt like a complete fool.
But when I was little, my parents would make me watch this stupid thing called
Even as a kid, I was aware that like this movie was just something that like no one touched before besides my greasy Cheetos hands. It was an anomaly. And the movie in question is none other than Muzzy.
Bonjour, je suis le grand muzzy.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Jesus vas-y.
Yes, that's French they're speaking, and no, these children aren't French, they're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease.
So apparently this movie won some award. Parents' Choice Gold Award?
I don't know what that means, but hey.
That just proves that Muzzy isn't some sorry, dusty, run-of-the-mill grandma's movie, okay? That you find off the shelf in grandma's house. This movie is acclaimed.
Muzzy now comes with 4 videos, 2 audios, a script book, parent's guide, a new exciting CD-ROM.
Alright guys, you see all this stuff that they're showing on the screen? All this complimentary stuff when you buy the movie? I didn't have any of this. I was in the streets. I only had the movie and the movie was it. I do very vaguely remember owning a Muzzy stuffed animal. Wow. I threw it away and I will never forgive myself for throwing it away because it was so sick. It was like about this big, and I remember holding him and squeezing him because he was fuzzy and he was Muzzy. So that was the commercial for Muzzy, and if I'm being honest, that's the first time I've ever seen it, was when I started making this video. But I wish I saw it before because the video is fantastic. Nice. I especially enjoyed the ending screen that they played. They literally just showed the screen for like 30 seconds. It was a good touch. Cherry on top. Now, if it wasn't clear from the bilingual children in the commercial, Muzzy is supposed to teach kids about language. It's supposed to teach them Spanish, French, German, French, English. And the movie is basically, there's a movie plot, there's like an actual movie, and in the middle of it, they would throw in little jabs of like different numbers you have to learn, different adjectives, different things to learn as a kid. We're not going to be looking at the educational stuff about this movie because it's boring, and we're looking for the plot. And trust me, the plot is so sick. It's awesome. You're going to want to see it. Without further ado, I introduce to you Muzzy.
I'm Muzzy. Big Muzzy.
I haven't seen this movie in over a decade, but this opening scene, I remember it so perfectly. Muzzy demanding your presence right away. It's the perfect hook to a video ever. Let's clap it up. Muzzy's about to begin. Yes, sir. Bro is smacking on these clocks. He was smacking so hard on these clocks that I remember as a kid, I literally would look at a clock and I was like, I kind of want to eat that. Muzzy made these look so scrumptious. The movie starts off by showing that Muzzy is actually an alien and he is flying over Earth. We meet the king and queen of Gondoland. Yes, you heard me right. The place is called Gondoland. It's already the greatest movie ever made. And then we meet the baddie of the film. Fellas, Princess Sylvia.
Hello, Princess Sylvia.
I mean, just look at her. Sheesh. But sadly, we aren't the only ones that think Sylvia's bad, because right away we get introduced to the palace gardener, Bob.
Oh, Sylvia, Sylvia. Hello, I'm Bob.
He is literally spying on the princess from the bushes, and I think that's kind of concerning, to be honest. Bro is literally fiending for some Sylvia. Next up, we meet the most villainous man I think I've ever seen on the TV screen. His name, Korvax.
How are you? I'm Korvax.
Trust me, when you're a kid and you see someone looking like this named Korvax, you know for sure that man is devious and he's up to something, bro. You don't trust Korvax. You don't trust anyone named Korvax, alright? Korvax is gonna be trouble, trust me. These are the main characters of the story and they're all giving their unique intros. And then Muzzy's big tail cuts back in.
I'm Muzzy. Big Muzzy.
Like, we already know who you are, Muzzy. The movie is named after you, Muzzy. Like, we understand. You already said your name. Get out of here. So Muzzy flies away, and this is the main cast of the movie. Oh, wait!
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning! Who is this?
Good morning. I'm Norman.
Norman! Oh my gosh! I completely forgot about Norman. Okay, so basically let me explain. You remember how I said this is an educational movie? Well, Norman is like the scholar of Muzzy, okay? He knows everything there is to know about every language, every single thing. Oh my gosh, he is smart. Every now and then, Norman will come up and he'll do his little lesson. And that's when you really start learning about different languages and stuff. So if you're learning German, he's going to teach you some German. Norman has some very banger parts in this movie. But sadly, it's going to take way too long to go over all of Norman's bits, okay? You can literally find this movie on YouTube. I'm going to leave a link to this movie in the description. If you want to watch Norman's shenanigans throughout the movie, go ahead. But I do want to show you the first Norman shenanigan.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
And I actually remember getting so annoyed when Norman popped up, because it's like, no kid wants to freaking get interrupted to learn a math lesson while, like, the shenanigans of Muzzy is going on. Trust me, you don't want to sleep on Muzzy, okay? This movie is beautiful. It's a piece of art. And it sucks that not as many people know about it. I'm making this video so that we can get a little more, what's the word? Diverse, I guess. I don't know.
I'm strong.
I'm fat. I'm fat. I'm fat. I'm fat.
The fat shaming in this movie is crazy.
I'm beautiful.
I'm clever.
I'm bored.
I'm brave.
Bob, stop the cap.
Strong.
Fat.
Beautiful.
Clever.
And brave.
We know you just want some Sylvia in your life. I mean, hey, I gotta give credit where credit is due, though. My man's Bob has, W Riz.
You're strong.
Yes, I am. And you're fat.
Yes, I am.
And she's beautiful.
She folded! Oh my! Look at her!
Yes, she is.
Whoa! Korvax trying to slide in too? Bob ain't having that though.
He's brave. And he's clever.
Oh snap! She said he was clever! But Korvax said he was clever!
No, I'm clever. I'm clever. Clever. Clever.
Oh my god!
Fat.
Beautiful.
Clever.
And brave.
Damn, Muzzy! You is huge! Okay, so back to the story. We come to find Princess Sylvia escaping the palace with Riz King Bob in his motorcycle. The intimacy between these two characters in this film is phenomenal. Should have won an Oscar.
A bike.
Corvex, who is also in the garden from which they are escaping. Corvex is especially not happy when he sees them share a wet, juicy kiss.
I love you.
And I love you.
Here we go.
No, no, no. I love the princess. I love Sylvia.
While Bob and Sylvia are driving off, they sing a beautiful love song.
Not gonna start till we
No, not that one, not that one. All right, let's cut that. Yes, that one.
A-E-I-O-U, I love you. A-U-O-I-E, you love me.
I kind of forgot to mention this, but this movie is a musical.
A-E-I-U-O, off we go.
And not only is it a musical, but the songs in it slaps. Listen to this.
I-O-U-E-A, far, far away.
Lil Cronk could never. Let's be real. Not only is this a bop, but they're also teaching us vowels as kids.
A-U-I-O-E.
You love me.
Oh my gosh, I freaking love this movie. So of course, little butthurt Corvex tells the king and queen that Sylvia loves Bob. And of course the king and queen get mad because just like any other movie with royalty, the princess must love a higher status. They gotta marry the higher status so we can get that higher money, baby. Yes, sir. Come on, guys. You know how this stuff goes. It's not rocket science. So off the king and queen go to find Corvex. And eventually they find her. And they get the whole military staff with them for some reason. Could have just brought one guy. This just shows that there's literally nothing to do in Gondoland. It's a paradise. Besides Corvex, that literally everyone loves each other. There's no violence. There's nothing. All right. Childish Gambino would have never made This Is Gondoland. That's just a fact. The king and queen stop them, and then they bring Bob straight to the gulag, and they sing a catchy tune with it as well.
To Sylvia.
Take him away!
Take him away.
Take him away!
Take him away.
Take him away!
Take him away. Take him away. Take him away. Take him away.
W military, honestly, they're singing while they work. That's class right there. And when they get to the jail, Corvex instructs the officers to send Bob to cell 19.
Take him away.
Number 19.
Number 19.
Now, this might not sound like a big deal, but even the guards are scared of cell 19.
Number 19.
Number 19.
Us, the viewers, have no idea what cell 19 is, but we know it's not going to be good. And Bob better be right when he says that he's brave. Eventually, they get to cell 19 after teaching kids how to count up to number 19. And inside is the most threatening man anyone will ever see sitting in their jail cell.
Ah! A monster!
Hello? I'm Muzzy. Big Muzzy.
Muzzy. Muzzy is in is cell 19. Whoa. You might be thinking, how the heck did Muzzy get in jail? Well, there's a flashback. We already discussed Muzzy is an alien. So he lands on Earth. He's very hungry. So he does what any hungry man would do. He stops to eat some yummy clocks. I like clocks too, Muzzy. But eventually he runs out of the clocks that he brought. So he goes off to find some clocks. So he goes to some village marketplace where there's some farmers, I guess, and they give him plums, peaches, and Muzzy hates them both. And then Muzzy goes on a rampage, and everyone's getting scared because he's a big green monster, for crying out loud. Of course they're scared. He's like the Grinch. He goes through everyone, roasting every single farmer on the block. But then he stops when he sees something looking real tasty.
Ah, what's that? What's that thing?
What thing?
That thing. That thing.
It's a parking meter.
A parking meter. He ripped it out of the ground and ate it. Okay, that's not something normal people do. Okay, well, good thing Muzzy isn't a people. He's an alien. Of course, this scares off the farmer. He runs to tell the authorities, and then of course they take him to jail, which is exactly where we left off. In jail, Muzzy and Bob get acquainted real fast. Muzzy tells Bob that he's an extraterrestrial life form, and then Bob tells him he's in a forbidden love with a princess. You know, different sides of the same coin. Back at the castle, Corvex is literally on the verge of sexually assaulting Sylvia.
Sylvia!
Stop it, Corvax. Go away. I love Bob.
I love you, Sylvia.
Oh, go away.
Stop! Sylvia! Stop! Come here! Oh, Sylvia, stop! Come here!
Corvax, go away.
Oh!
Like Corvex, no one wants to get with your Grinch self, bro. Just accept it. Just accept it. Go play with your computers, Corvex. Real homies roll with Bob, okay? Bob the gardener, okay? Bob the gardener and Sylvia, let's get that together. Corvex and Sylvia? No, let's not do that. Corvex? Nah, I get off vibes from him, bro. Especially after doing this? Nah, you already know the move, Sylvia, and it's to Bob. After getting rejected, Corvex walks away defeated and angered.
Ah, Sylvia. I love you. Sylvia.
Somehow, I don't even know how, Corvex creates a poster for Sylvia. He makes a poster for Sylvia for some reason. I don't really know. Oh my god! Is he making out with it? Corvex is down bad for some Sylvia! Dang! Corvex, you can't do that. Corvex. There's no way. He then gets an insane and literally illegal idea to clone Sylvia. When he finally clones Sylvia, he gives a very audible response that I don't really feel comfortable hearing.
Now, go!
Meanwhile, in the jail, Muzzy and Bob become great friends, and they even sing a song about it.
We are Bob and Muzzy, Muzzy and Bob are we. Me and you, we are two great friends are we. We are Bob and Muzzy, Muzzy and Bob are we. Me and you, we are two great friends are we.
This song I remember as a kid, because I freaking love this song. This song was so sick. It's such a beautiful, tune, bro. It's literally just two dudes that found themselves in the worst places in life, and they're like, you know what? Me and you, we got each other's back. Aww. And also the freaking song slaps.
Hey, look.
What?
Look, up there. Bars.
Bars?
Lovely, delicious, yummy bars.
Oh, no thanks.
Yes, eat the bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're free. You're free. And I'm free. We are free.
You are free. And I am free. We are free.
So they jump out and then they escape and then boom, they're free. Muzzy and Bob are free. Yeah, woo! Let's go, Muzzy and Bob! Romance. And of course, as soon as they get out, Bob wants to take Muzzy to the palace. He literally just wants to see Sylvia. And at the palace, Corvex is trying to test out his clone to see how well she works. I don't like the sound of that. He asked her a lot of questions, then asked if she loves him. He asked her if she loved him. The clone.
Sylvia, do you love me?
No, I don't. I don't like you.
Oh, Sylvia.
She says no, the clone, and then runs off. And that makes Corvex so mad he smashes his computers, busts his computer, and can't fix it. And the cloning machine goes wild, and there's like freaking 5 Sylvias that spawn into the world. We then get a song with them all, and to be honest, this is like my least favorite song of the movie when I was a kid.
I can see. Who are you? Am I you? Are you me?
And I'm glad to say it still is. It gives a Scottish Empire, I don't know. And even Norman comes in confused.
Who are you?
I'm Sylvia. I'm Sylvia. I'm Sylvia. I'm Sylvia. I'm Sylvia. I'm Sylvia.
You are Sylvia?
Yes, we are.
6 Sylvias?
Yes.
Who are they?
Sylvia.
And while all this nonsense is going on, Sylvia's in the garden stretching out. And this is when Bob and Muzzy come back, and Bob comes up and gives Sylvia good love, good energy to Sylvia. And Muzzy is just there. Bob and Muzzy say they're hungry, and Muzzy specifically says he wants some clocks. Then we see something really bad. One of Sylvia's clones comes up to them in the garden. But luckily, they got scared that it was probably the king or the queen, so they hide behind a statue. And Sylvia doesn't get to see that there's literally a clone of her walking by. That would have been really bad if she got to see that. Sylvia then tells Muzzy and Bob to head to a garden house and wait there till 7 o'clock, which is when Bob is supposed to meet Sylvia for, I think, food? I don't know. She didn't really explain that part very well. The queen is so big that she literally waits by the clock until it strikes 12 so she can eat lunch.
1 o'clock. It's lunchtime.
Like, dang, okay, you really are fat. And when it does, she goes around the castle telling everyone that it's time to eat.
It's lunchtime, Sylvia.
But Sylvia says that she's not very hungry because she has a headache and can't come to lunch. The queen tells her to get some rest, and the king and queen eat lunch without Sylvia. So while the parents are distracted, Sylvia heads down to where Bob and Muzzy are hiding. While Sylvia is going to Bob and Muzzy, she spots the clones of herself and runs away. The clones swarm the castle, and the king and queen see them all. They see that all the clones are coming from Corvex's room, and they head there confused, looking for answers. Corvex tells them the computer is going haywire, and he can't control it anymore. Sylvia eventually gets to Bob and Muzzy and is scared of the clones in the palace. Rightfully so. That would be so scary if you just saw yourself just walking up to you. Freaking 6 of them.
I'm frightened.
Why?
Why are you frightened?
Because there are lots of Sylvias in the palace.
Sylvia's?
Excuse me. Have you got any clocks?
Come on, Muzzy. You are so fat.
Oh, Muzzy.
At least let her catch her breath first. She's going through a freaking panic attack, and all you're worrying about is freaking clocks. Come on, Muzzy. Have some respect. It's just common decency, man. I know I said I was going to skip the educational parts with Norman, but this one I just found so funny I needed to leave in the video.
Oh boy, he's crying. Why are you crying?
Because I can't reach the apple.
Why can't you reach the apple?
Because I'm small.
I can reach the apple.
Yes.
Why?
Because you're tall.
Right.
Norman is a freaking egotistical fool. He literally only wanted to hear some validation from this little person who's asking him for help. Like, all right, Norman, I see how you roll. But it's fine, because the kid takes his revenge. He saw some disrespect in Norman's voice. The kid steals Norman's bike.
Here you are.
Thanks. Bye.
Hey, that's my apple and my bike.
But Norman catches up to him somehow, because the kid is freaking dumb and can't freaking ride a bike.
Come back! Come back! That's mine. Gotcha.
Norman catches up to him and gives a stern talking to the kid.
Now, is this my bike?
Yes, it's yours.
Yes, it's mine. And where's my apple?
You can't have it.
Why not?
Because it's in here.
Anyway, back to the story. Bob puts 2 and 2 together and figures out that the only logical explanation for the clones was that Corvex did something crazy in the computer room. And he was correct. In the computer room, Corvex explains to the king that the computer is broken. Then the king says that he can weather the storm.
But I can't stop it!
Well, I can stop it. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Be careful! Be careful!
It's all right, Corvex.
Don't do that! Oh!
Corvax! Corvax!
Corvex then is like, oh, I can run away. And he does exactly that. He just runs away from his problems. Like, we went over that in a different video. You don't run from your problems, man. You face them head on. Pompeii. Stand tall. The queen comes in and sees the king trapped, which is right when Bob, Muzzy, and Sylvia get to the palace. Bob tells Muzzy to go to the computers to try to fix the cloning machine, while he bravely goes off and gets Corvex once and for all. And so the chase begins. Muzzy comes in to help the king and queen, and he is just being absolutely discriminated by his looks. And the king and queen's true colors are fully shown as actually disgusting behavior.
What's that?
It's all right. That's Muzzy. He's a friend. Muzzy, this is the queen.
Your Majesty.
What's happening? What's that green thing?
Oh, that's not a thing. That's Muzzy. He's a friend.
But he can't help. Where's Corvex?
Eventually they let Muzzy work after Sylvia tells them that he's cool. And off to work he goes. And Muzzy's so big that while he's working, he's eating.
I'm clever.
I am. Lovely.
Bro is grande. How'd you like that one? And I didn't even have the Spanish Muzzy.
What are you doing?
Excuse me. I'm hungry.
Muzzy eventually brings the king back because he is very clever, unlike Corvex. Outside, Bob and Corvex are still having the chase of their lives. Corvex hops into the helicopter, slams Bob away, almost kills him, and flies off. Before Bob lets him just get away, he bravely grabs onto the helicopter and is on top of it, swinging with Corvex through the midnight sky. They look out the window and see Bob hanging from the heli, and they run out to try to save him. Bob hangs on to the helicopter for dear life. One small slip up and he's dead. For some reason, the people watching think it's a good idea to just cheer him on, like that's gonna help. Like, no, give him some actual help. Send the military to him. Like, come on, we have this military, but we can't actually use it.
Come on, Bob! Great!
Well done, Bob.
Come on!
Wait, he's in. Oh, dang! Okay, Bob! Okay! I'm sorry, I don't mean to glaze, but oh my, look at him go! He did it! Bob did it! He beat Corvex! He beat Corvex!
Okay, we've got him. Corvex! Corvex! Wake up!
What's happening? Who are you? Where am I? Why am I here? Who am I?
You are Korvax, and you are silly.
Yes, I'm silly. No, I'm not. I'm clever.
You are not clever, Korvax.
Take him away.
Yes, take him away.
After the king sees what Bob truly can do and how brave he really is, he makes up with Bob. Muzzy sends all the clones back to the computer, and everything is fine and dandy. They even sing a song to celebrate.
There goes a red one.
There goes a blue.
There goes a green one.
A black and white one too. Number 2 and number 1, and that leaves
Me! Hooray, hooray, hooray! You and I are happy. A-E-I-O-U.
Now we are together. I love you.
Bob and Sylvia truly get to be together forever, happily ever after.
Who is that beautiful girl? What is her name?
Dang, Norman, stop fiending!
Where does she come from? When can I see her?
Oh!
Why am I down here?
Yeah, that's right, Norman. That's Bob's girl. He earned her. He's brave, unlike you, Norman. That's right, Norman. See you, Norman. Go pick on some more short kids. And then I guess when Muzzy had enough, Muzzy leaves our friends and goes back to wherever he came from.
Now I'm in my spaceship. Now I'm going away.
Thank you, Muzzy. Please come back someday.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye! We're saying goodbye to Muzzy. We're saying goodbye to you.
And just like that, Muzzy ends. And apparently there's a second Muzzy movie. There's a sequel to Muzzy. I've never seen that one. So maybe I'll see that one after. Who knows? At least now I'm not the only one that watched this movie. You watched it too if you made it all the way. And if you did, leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. There's a new video every Friday. So it would mean a lot if you subscribed. I love doing this. And I love you too. And I love your shoes. Good choice. Muzzy out.
My name is Cronk. Boy, don't get bonked. You can't even see my stonks. Cause when they turn that thing on the track, they turn it up so loud it's smack. Hey, 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 hey.